Now let us return to the true light with As-Sayyid al-Imam Isa al-Haadi al-Mahdi. Remember, you are the light, and you have the power over all things.
It's amazing. This is amazing to me to hear people from this planet asking questions about such intricate things. It is really amazing. You don't even hear yourselves. That's what's so funny. You don't even hear yourself. You hear yourself talk to me, but you don't even understand half the things you're asking. And it's amazing to find that the spiritual people here are beginning to wake up. It is not about a water religion. You know what I mean by a water religion? When they dip you in some water and say you're baptized, or you go to Mecca and then say I'm a Muslim, where it's just a physical aspect of the deen. It's amazing that y'all are now probing into the esoteric part of your existence and trying to get a better understanding of the real you and not this synthetic you that you call your body. It's a wonderful day.
El Haadi, I want to ask a question.
First of all, wait, let me correct him. El Haadi is my father's name.
Imaam.
Okay.
Imaam. What is it meant lately? I've been getting the flash in front of me, the white fog, like I'll be standing or I'll be in a certain place and I see a white mist. A mist, yeah. How do you know that?
Because I know what it is.
A mist in front of me, and it just comes and it stays there for a second. Then it'll go. Then I can move and I go to another place and my mind just be, I don't be thinking about anything in particular. All of a sudden it flashes in front of me, but I can't really figure out.
You haven't. See, the thing is, you're looking at beings who are here in the Earth's atmosphere, trying to reverse the negative flow of current that's here. Okay? You can't assimilate them because you haven't developed the inner part of you. You're developing, but you have not developed the inner part of you to be able to focus on them and take shape the way you do physical things. Meaning, human beings are under the impression that when they look at something, they really see it, and they don't. Anything you look at, if you look at the guy's head in front of you, you are looking at a reflection of light to the brain. You're not looking at the object. You follow that? You're looking out at something, it reflects back into the brain, and then you decipher its color, its shape, its form, its size, etc. Okay? You have not been able to do that yet with the spiritual world. Sometimes the beings will personify for you or incarnate for you. But now you have to learn how to incarnate them, and then you will see them, and they'll get in your way. Because you'll find the abundance of beings surrounding this earth plane, trying from different galaxies to keep you people from being destroyed by the cherubim. And we're trying to wake you up soon enough to get you back, but it seems almost impossible. So many people have learned to love the cherubim as opposed to the seraphim. Okay?
Why the people of salt of the earth, why would we allow ourselves to, why are we in this condition? Why can't what's in us, the inner being, be brought forth, and the greatness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put upon us? Our ancestors, these are things that our ancestors did, and we are the children, our children's children.
No, your ancestors, let me correct you. Your ancestors were also being visited by beings to try to help them, because in the realm that they were in, they had their degree of devilishment also. You follow? Lot, don't forget Lot turned against Abraham and went down to Sodom and Gomorrah because he thought it was a better place to be. So he turned against the village of peace and went into the city of New York, to the village, in a figure of speech, and wants to live in a village with those kind of people. It's been going on for a long period of time. And beings have been trying. But see, what is long to y'all is short to us. What 6,000 years is less than a day to us. The whole information of your whole planet could be absorbed in a couple of minutes by any master. All information of your whole planet. You're developing rapidly, much more rapidly than you're supposed to.
Recently this week, the snowstorm, was there any significance of the thunder and the lightning?
Yes. If you would read a book that I've written called the Book of Revelations 4, I explained last year to expect these things. Some of the people in the class now, I told them, this is the worst weather you're going to have in a long time. And what has happened is, there's a clash of currents in the universe now. This is going to sound crazy again. I have to keep saying that because people think I'm nuts. I don't mind being nuts. They thought Jesus was nuts. But there's a council that meets on all of the different planets that are in your solar system and outside your solar system. All right, your planet is lined up for evaluation next. So you have a lot of intergalactical traveling taking place here now. People coming in and going into the center of your planet. That's why they're saying there's so many UFO sightings all of a sudden. This is why people are turning back to the church. People are getting so spiritual all of a sudden. Everybody's talking about the Spirit and the Holy Ghost and being born again and being saved and becoming Muslim and becoming Black Jew and becoming Hindu and becoming Swami, and there's a yogi this and there's a yoga that. That is the work of the masses preparing you. When that happens, the currents go out. That's why all the prophecies say the sky shall be blackened, and there shall be earthquakes and storms, and the moon shall turn like red, turn into a ball of fire. This is the time. There's a galactical alignment. Y'all had a solar alignment a couple of weeks ago. They didn't even tell you all that. They put it on the news after it happened. They never told you why. Because I told y'all that because there is no North Pole, every time the elders enter, the mothership comes over the North Pole, that magnetic thing, because of those solar light reflections at the North Pole, those are ships coming in, and they throw your planet off. Your planet is off its axis already. It's 23.5 degrees off now because of ships entering into the center. In the center of this planet, there's a sun. The diameter of it is 6,000 miles. And each layer of your sun, your planet, is not a solid. You couldn't be a solid and be 6 trillion tons of weight with all the metals. This planet is not a solid, it's hollow. And in the center of it, there's another whole empire which you all refer to as Atlantis or Lemuria. All right, there's two of them. They went, it's a long time, I'm not going to start explaining Atlantis. But the weather is out now because there's beings coming through, and they're interfering with your layers. Your ozone is thrown off now. So you're going to have abstract weather. You think it's funny now, give it 2 more weeks and see what happens. It's going to be so cold in March, it's going to be ridiculous. Your time belt is off. Your planet is working on a time belt. Time belt means you have ticks in your time. You follow? You have been calculating the ticks, but ignoring the rest. You know anything about music? You know there's a beat and a rest, a beat and a rest. But when you're looking at your clock and the devil shrewdly put batteries in to take out the ticks, because you were going tick, 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 tick. But in between those ticks, there was a rest that you were not counting. Instead of being 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 6 seconds, you really had 26 or 27 minutes. I'm 48 minutes going at the same time. The beings that I'm speaking about, intergalactical beings, move on the rest of your time. There's a counter world, a fourth dimension that's linked to this three-dimensional world you're in. And when they're making communications to set up the council, which you refer to in the Bible as the 24 elders around the throne with the 4 beasts, or in Ezekiel, that same council that has been coming here since the beginning of your planet, right? When they're coming from other galaxies here to have a meeting on this, on whether or not to let this planet destroy itself. This is what it is. You people have got to the point where you are about to destroy yourselves, and they're trying to save you, it says in Revelation. What about those who have the seal of the Father on them? The Master says, hold back the winds in Revelation. Don't destroy them until we get them. But you won't come. It's right in the book. Don't destroy it until we get those who have the seal, but you won't come. Some of you are spiritual beings, I gotta tell you. When the sons of the Almighty came down centuries ago and went into the daughters of man, they gave birth to what you call Nephilims or Jebarians. Supernatural beings who have now mingled amongst man so well that they forgot who they are, except for that dormant feeling that keeps making them say, why does everything happen to me? Why am I different? Why am I not enjoying this party the way they are? Why do I not want to get drunk and smoke reefer like they do? Why am I sitting in church saying I don't believe that white man on that cross is Jesus? Why is something happening different? And other people in the same room are sitting there and accept anything. And you look at them like, how can you accept anything anybody says? Well, if you're one of those people, they're always going to say, why me? Why when they run, I'm the one that falls? Every ski, I get the broken ski. You follow? Why am I the being in all this energy? Because the devil has a concentrated effort on your destruction. Because he knows that you are Jabarian, that you're you're an intergalactical being. You're part human and part extraterrestrial. He knows that. And you cannot, you're, like Jesus said, I'm caught up in two worlds. He said, he was having a problem. He said, my spirit is willing, it's just my flesh that is so weak. You follow? All of these collaboration of time, the alignment of the universe, the beings coming through is why your weather's out. And it sounds like a science fiction movie, because that's what he wants it to sound like, but it's true. I'll tell you something that'll wake you up. The headaches, the one-eye headaches. You know what I'm talking about? That you're getting in that one eye, it's aggravating you, that nervous tension that you can't stop rocking your leg all of a sudden. Your inconsistency with time. Like, it's Wednesday. What happened to Tuesday? Is this happening to some of you people in there? Well, that's because you are out of whack with what's going on. You're breaking his time barrier. You're not in tune no more. We are here for you, but you won't come. We can't take you back without teaching you first who you are and how you got here. And I'm not talking about Abraham and Jesus. The whole Bible story we learn in a second. That's your history. You got one of the shortest histories of everybody. We've existed for 76 trillion years. We've been incarnating this planet since 11,500 years when we first built Atlantis here. And it was mortals from the seed of the Nephilims who caused Atlantis to sink. A gap to the subterranean world which is beyond your understanding right now, but you've got to relearn who you are and how you got here so you can get out of here and leave these mortals here. Because this planet is destined to destroy itself. And they're going to take you with them. And if your spirit is not developed far enough, you will be of premature birth. You'll be caught in the destruction of this planet.
You have been listening to The True Light, a question and answer session with As-Sayyid al-Imam Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi.